Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Dave's Top 3,000 Songs of the Rock Era. Today I'm up to song number 2206, and that one is Arizona by Mark Lindsay. This one came out in 1970. Here's a picture of the single, and it was also released on his 1970 album called Arizona. And here's a picture of Mark Lindsay around the time he recorded it. And before I continue, I decided to feature this one to karaoke, so please stick around till the end of this video to watch my performance of this song, which I think is a pretty great song. I think you'll enjoy it, as long as I can sing it okay. Anyway, now I'm going to talk about this song, Arizona. This is an interesting song, a pretty complicated song, I'd say. In the song, he's singing to his girlfriend, who I guess is sort of like a hippie from the late 60s, early 70s. And he's basically kind of criticizing her, saying that she's too idealistic, that she kind of looks like a teeny bopper runaway child. He was telling her to take off her rainbow shades and her hobo shoes and all that, and try to look at the world his way. But at the same time, he's respectful of her, saying that he understands the world she's coming from and he's going to do his best to meet her halfway. Anyway, well, you hear the song in a few minutes, but that's basically what the song's about. And now I guess I'll just talk about the artist Mark Lindsay. He's best known as the lead singer of a very big group from the 60s and 70s called Paul Revere and the Raiders. You've probably heard of them. I mean, I already featured a couple of their songs. I featured Steppin' Out at number 2694 and Don't Take It So Hard at number 2309. And I've got plenty more coming up by them. Pretty great group. And you can see they were pretty comical. They wore these Revolutionary War outfits. That's Mark Lindsay in front wearing the kind of 18th century version of I guess the kind of hats they wore in the 18th century, but his has fur on it. So they were pretty comical. I actually saw them in concert once. I saw them in 1988, right here in Las Vegas, as a matter of fact. I can't remember the casino they were playing at. I think it was a paddle wheel casino. I was staying there with my best friend at the time, a friend of mine from college, and they just happened to be playing there when we were staying there. And I think it was one of the greatest, best concerts I've ever been to in my life. They played all their big hits there, and it was 1988. It was about 20 years after they were really big, but I thought they still sounded great, and they did a pretty comical show. I just remember it. One of my favorite rock concerts I've ever been to. So I do really like the group Paul Revere and the Raiders, and I do like Mark Lindsay, who was their lead singer. And I guess that's pretty much everything I have to. Oh, and then I want to go through his hits. I forgot to do that last time. But yeah, Mark Lindsay as a solo artist didn't really have that many hits on his own. He was born, I'll just say a little bit about him first. He was born in 1942 in Eugene, Oregon. He's still alive, he's 84 years old. And I've been to Eugene, Oregon, by the way. That's where Oregon State University is. It's either Oregon State or University of Oregon. I can't remember which one, but pretty beautiful campus, pretty nice town. I'm sure he had a pretty good upbringing there. Um, anyway, now I'm just going to go through his hits. So in 1969, his first hit was called First Hymn from Grand Terrace, and that one went to number 81. And then in 1970, he had the song I'm featuring today, Arizona. That was his biggest hit, his only top 10, went to number 10. And then he followed that up with Miss America, which went to number 44. I don't think that's the same Miss America that Burt Parks used to sing on Miss America Beauty Pageant. And then he had a song called Silver Bird, which went to number 25. And then he had In the Grass Won't Pay No Mind, which went to number 44. And then in 1971, he had a song called Problem Child, which went to 71. I don't think that's the same Problem Child by AC/DC. And then he had Been Too Long on the Road, which went to 98. And finally, Are You Old Enough, which went to number 87. So those were the hits for Mark Lindsay. Like I said, not a lot of solo hits, but he did have a lot of big hits with Paul Revere and the Raiders, like I said. Several more coming up. So I guess that's pretty much everything I have to say about the song Arizona as well as Mark Lindsay. Now, as I promised, I will feature this one karaoke, so sit back and enjoy. Here it goes. She must belong to San Francisco. She must have lost her way. Posting a poster of Poncho and Cisco one California day. She says she believes in Robin Hood and brotherhood, colors of green and gray. And all you can do is laugh at her. Doesn't anybody know how to pray? Arizona, take off your rainbow shades. Arizona, have another look at the world, my. Arizona, cut off your Indian braids. Arizona, hey, won't you go my way? Ooh, strip off your pride, you're acting like a teeny bopper runaway child. And scrape off the paint from the face of a little town saint. Arizona, take off your rainbow shades. Arizona, hey, won't you go my way? Follow me up to San Francisco, I will be your guide your way. I'll be the Count of Monte Cristo, you will be the Countess May. And you can believe in Robin Hood and brotherhood and rolling a ball in the hay. And I'll be reading you an Aesop's fable, anything to make you stay. Arizona, take off your rainbow shade. Arizona, have another look at the world, my. Arizona, cut off your Indian braids. Arizona, hey, won't you go my way? Come on, Arizona, get off your 8-ball blues. Arizona, have another look at the world, my. Okay, I think that wasn't too bad. That was my karaoke performance of Arizona in the style of Mark Lindsay. I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, that completes my feature on Arizona by Mark Lindsay. So thank you for watching. You rock, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.